It's amazing what technology can do to come close to having it be like being in a classroom.
If you think about it, there are millions and millions and millions of native speakers of foreign languages that are online, just a few keystrokes away from students.
Not only are they able to work with other students and compare their language skills and pronunciation and grammar and vocab, but they're also, again, able to talk with a native speaker.
And the online environment gives us an opportunity to tailor it to the students' needs in ways that we just can't do very well in a face-to-face classroom.
It presents tremendous resources, for students to succeed. If students truly used the courses as they're supposed to, there's no way that they couldn't learn that language.
These students and educators are all talking about the BYU Independent Study World Language Model. In both concept and approach, it's an engaging new learning experience for students.
To learn a language, students need instructional interaction, peer interaction, oral feedback, and lots of practice.
In nearly all language learning models, the opportunity to actually practice the language tends to be what's lacking the most. We're always trying to figure out ways to increase that component.
The World Language Model is all about interaction and practice. They're live weekly course activities, one-on-one instructor feedback in each lesson. So really practice is built into every course. And then exams measure the competency in both the spoken and the written aspects. So it's a very hands-on approach.
The Independent Study World Language Model is made up of 5 main features. Each of these involves live interaction and is conducted online using Adobe Connect. As soon as students enroll, they attend a live course orientation where TAs explain how the course works and give tips on success with online language learning. Basically, this is like the student's first day of class. Every week, live online lessons address areas of greatest need. TAs demonstrate usage and pronunciation. They may go deeper into a more complex topic or use a game to help students engage the material in a different way. In this elementary Spanish presentation, the TA is using audio only. Notice how the student struggles with the first item, but catches on quickly with item 2.
El perro es... So I'm trying to get the verb, and I have trouble with this as well.
So you got el perro, plus the verb, which is es, and now the adjectives.
Blanco y negro.
Okay.
El gallo es negro y gris y rojo.
Perfecto.
A speaking appointment is like a mini oral exam in which the students interact with the instructor or TA in the target language and receive a grade for their performance. There are speaking appointments in every lesson.
Even though they're mediated online, they're still talking to someone live and, in a sense, in person when they have these speaking assignments. So it's a wonderful opportunity for students to build their language speaking skills.
And also to give you the confidence that what you've learned actually works. Wow, I said it. They understood me, and wow, I had a real conversation.
It's exciting for them, it makes it very real for them, it's scary for them, but it kind of pushes them past the hump of thinking, I don't speak Korean, because they do speak Korean, and they start to realize that.
The more we learn about language learning, the more we realize that language learning isn't about learning items and rules to put those items together. It's about learning routines that can be called on at a moment's notice. So it's sort of like a jazz musician will bring together in creative ways various things that they have in their repertoire. And so the speaking appointment gives the students an opportunity to practice for a performance, and that helps to get much closer to deep wiring their ability to use the language.
The last speaking appointment in the course is longer and more intensive and forms half of the student's final exam. And throughout the course, a major part of the student's learning takes place in the Conversation Cafe, an online group where students log in to practice speaking together in the target language. It can be free speaking, but usually works better if an instructor or TA asks questions to keep the conversation going.
How to ask a question in Spanish? El chocolate está caliente.
Very good.
Online, we wanted to create some kind of a group opportunity. Additionally, and kind of rolled into that, is the social aspect. The peers motivating one another, kind of bouncing ideas off of each other, maybe complaining together or getting excited together. Those types of spontaneous peer social interactions, we wanted to create a space for those to be able to happen.
Student progress over time clearly shows the success of the Conversation Cafe. For example, during an early session in the cafe, Sam, one of our Arabic students, clearly has trouble following along.
سامعني انت انا بحكي انت مريض اليوم يا سام انت مريض
I don't know what مريض means.
You see the picture here I broadcast, like I shared?
Now watch Sam a month later. He stays engaged, and he's able to create his own sentences without prompting.
Who you read Pepsi?
Pepsi? Okay. أنت تريد صودا يا سام؟
لا أنا ما أريد Pepsi.
Through the cafe, students are communicating with other people through cameras, but there is real communication.
With our students who have come consistently especially, we talk for 20, 30 minutes at a time sometimes in the target language. And that kind of interaction, I think, really is what leads to authentic language learning.
And students start asking questions, and pretty soon they're engaging in this free dialogue that's not scripted, and they're finding themselves using vocabulary that, oh wait, I just figured out how to ask that question.
They can come in with a question, they can work on something where if they have they're working on a verb conjugation, they think, okay, I'm going to try this, I'm going to go back and I'm going to try it out. And then you can go back and study, they can come back and try it out. So it's a really nice feature for them to be able to on demand, come in and practice something they've been working on.
What I would hope would happen is that at some point everybody would forget the assignment that they're supposed to be working on and start laughing about something that they watched on Game of Thrones last night or whatever. Everybody would start going off about that, using some of the language, throwing in some English where they don't know the word, but going on a little bit about that and having it be a chance to connect.
And then, of course, the conversation cafes where the students meet together, and also the individual appointments with the teachers, gives the students a feeling that they are a part of something, that they're not working on their own doing this, but they're a part of a group that cares about them, that's succeeding with them and moving along with them.
So in a way, what BYU's independent study language courses offers is the best of both worlds. You can't be on campus. You can still do the learning, but you'll still get that one-on-one help. And you can also ask your questions there. You can say, I didn't understand this. This, I've worked on this, I'm still not getting it. Can you help me through it? And that's what those, those instructors are there to help you with.
Clearly, the Independent Study World Language Model transforms online language instruction into a more authentic learning experience. But there are other advantages as well. First, our online courses also benefit on-campus students. For many, this is the only way they can take a language that wouldn't otherwise fit into their schedule. And some instructors use a blended learning model that combines classroom and online curriculum.
On-campus courses are changing, and we're involving a lot of things, at least I am in my courses, incorporating a lot of media and technology, things that were typically considered to be parts of distance learning, but that actually use in and out of the classroom now.
So part of the blended course is that I require students to go to the online class, study the grammar points before they come to class, then they come to class the following day with the TA and they practice in person with the teacher and with students. Also on the online portion of the course, I'll have my students take their tests and quizzes online. That frees up the TAs from doing a lot of grading so that they have time to meet with them in the Conversation Cafe and speak with them orally online. And the grading is all done electronically through the online class.
Additionally, many campuses across the country are downsizing their world language departments, which places BYU in a unique position. BYU, for example, is one of just 5 private universities offering Korean, and the only one offering Korean 101 online.
And I think a lot of people around the United States look to BYU as a strong language university. So we almost have an obligation to have an online course because there are so many people who want to learn Korean. We offer a Korean major, one of very few universities. And so this is an opportunity for students around the country, around the world, to take a less commonly taught language. It's a niche that I'm not aware of any other Korean, and I don't know about other languages, but any other Korean online class.
At BYU Independent Study, we do all we can to make the creation of your online language course stress and hassle-free. You just facilitate the content and direct our personnel. We put the course together. Our designer works with you personally. We hire and train TAs and provide social media tools. We offer professional production services and do ongoing quality control. Course creation is dynamic in that you can start with a fairly simple structure if you like. Then you can enhance the course gradually over time. And the time frame is flexible. Finally, our diagnostics track how well your course achieves its instructional goals and yield data to help you make improvements.
You've got this whole team of people behind you that are willing to provide the technology skill or the know-how or the experience to say, okay, here, I can come and say, here's the problem, here's what I want, this is sort of my fantasy.
And every time we innovate or think of something new, you make it happen. You're not the people who are trying to control us and say, no, that's going too far, we don't want to spend that many man hours.
They were timely, they were organized, they got back to me immediately with any questions that I had. So it was a fabulous experience.
We're really excited about our world language model. The feedback we've received from conferences all over the country, from educators, competitors, tells us our approach really is unique. What we offer in terms of live practice and more interaction and direct feedback make for a much richer online learning experience.